Tonight's a new business just opened its doors, and it's already keeping Northlanders caffeinated. 7 Brews, a national coffee drive-through chain that opened its first Duluth area location on Anderson Road Monday. This morning, organizers celebrated its grand opening with a ribbon cutting. As you can see, the business is already popular with cars lined up along the road and people waiting to go to the walk-up window.
How many options they have meets so many ages of people, like the lemonades ranging to the coffees and everything in between. I think it just has everything for everybody. Do you agree?
Yeah.
Officials say for every new location, the company donates to a local organization. This time they gifted $2,000 to Lifehouse, a Duluth nonprofit serving youth and young families who face housing instability and other challenges.
That check is just the start of the relationship with Lifehouse, but everything that we do is about the community, about the people that we serve, and that extends well beyond the stand.
Now, for first-time visitors, local 7 Brew leaders recommended ordering on the 7 Brew app or looking at the menu ahead of time. 7 Brew says they offer more than 20,000 unique drink combinations. Organizers also hinted a second location, possibly over in Superior.